The Devil's Brigade, elite against evil. The birth of a legend war rages across the world. The year is 1942. The Allies are desperate for a new kind of warrior, one trained for the impossible, a force that can strike deep behind enemy lines and turn the tide of battle. Enter Lieutenant Colonel Robert T. Frederick, a man with no combat experience but a reputation for getting things done. His mission? To take two completely different groups of soldiers, undisciplined, reckless American recruits, and highly skilled, battle-hardened Canadian commandos, and forge them into an unstoppable Special Forces unit. But there's a problem. The Americans are seen as rejects, untrained, undisciplined, and unfit for war. The Canadians? They're professionals, trained to kill, and they want nothing to do with their new American comrades. From the very start, the unit is divided, a ticking time bomb waiting to explode. A trial by fire. From misfits to warriors. Lieutenant Colonel Frederick knows that if these men are going to survive, they need to be broken down and rebuilt from the ground up. And so, their brutal transformation begins. Hand-to-hand combat, brutal, raw, and unrelenting. Mountain climbing, one slip, and you die. Weapons training, stealth operations, endurance tests, pushing their bodies and minds beyond human limits. At first, the Americans struggle. They're mocked, outmatched, and humiliated. But something inside them refuses to quit. Day after day, failure turns into progress. Hatred turns into respect. And soon, they don't just train together, they fight together. The two forces become one, forged through sweat, blood, and sheer willpower. The first taste of war. The Italian Alps raid location, Nazi-occupied Italy. The Devil's Brigade is deployed for their first real mission, a high-stakes raid deep in enemy territory. Their objective? Strike a heavily fortified Nazi outpost in the icy Italian Alps. Failure is not an option. Under the cover of darkness, the brigade scales an impossible mountain cliff. One wrong step, and they fall to their deaths. As they reach the top, they move like shadows, silent, unseen, deadly. One by one, they eliminate the Nazi guards. Then, alarm! Gunfire erupts. The Germans retaliate with full force, and all hell breaks loose. Close-quarters combat, grenades exploding, brutal hand-to-hand fights in the snow. This is war in its purest form. Against all odds, the Devil's Brigade emerges victorious. They have proven themselves in blood and fire. The ultimate test. The Battle of Monte la Difensa, location Italy, 1943. Their next mission is suicidal. They must capture Monte la Difensa, an impenetrable Nazi stronghold perched high on a mountain, guarded by machine guns, mortars, and elite German soldiers. Every Allied attack before them has failed. But now, it's the Devil's Brigade's turn. At night, they climb, silent phantoms scaling sheer rock faces inch by inch. Dawn breaks, and then the attack begins. Machine guns roar, explosions shake the earth, and the mountain turns into a hellish battlefield. Every inch is fought for with blood. The Germans throw everything they have, but the brigade refuses to fall. Then, the final push. In a last, desperate charge, they storm the Nazi bunkers, bayonets fixed, fearless, relentless. And after hours of brutal combat, the mountain is theirs. Monte la Difensa is captured. A battle that was thought to be unwinnable, won. The Devil's Brigade has become legendary. The birth of an elite legacy. They said we were misfits, rejects, unworthy. But today, we proved them all wrong. With this victory, the Devil's Brigade earns its place in history. They are no longer an experiment, no longer a ragtag group of men forced to fight together. They are an elite special forces unit, the precursors to the U.S. Army Green Berets. They have become legends. Final thoughts. A gripping war film, a true story of courage, and a testament to the power of unity. The Devil's Brigade is a must-watch for fans of war epics like The Dirty Dozen, Saving Private Ryan, and Hacksaw Ridge. Do you believe in second chances? That even the most unlikely soldiers can become heroes? If so, this is the movie for you. The Devil's Brigade. Elite against evil.